Yo, what is up, guys? Shelness is here. I'm back with another unboxing for you. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, but if you already are, welcome back. Now, One Piece fans, today we're going to be unboxing one of the early villains in the show. He's actually one of my favorite villains in the entire series. They call him the Desert King. He was also a former warlord of the sea. He was also a former president of a mysterious crime syndicate called Baroque Works. They called him Mr. Zero, but you guys know him as Sir Crocodile, or you can just call him Crocodile, and this is a 1/6 licensed statue by a studio called Ryu Studio. I unboxed their Whitebeard before. I like the quality, so had to try this one out. If you guys are curious where I get a lot of my anime and manga merch, check out the affiliate links below. It really helps out the channel, and we just hit over 20K subscribers on YouTube. I'm really thankful for you guys. Thank you so much. So let's check out the box. The box isn't too fancy, only has a visual on one side. All the other sides are plain color, but a nice classy feel to it. What I also like is that you're able to lift up the art box. I think I only did that once before during my previous unboxings. So it looks like we have a 2-layer styrofoam box in front of us. The box was pretty heavy. It weighed 46 pounds in total. If we see up top, I like the black Velcro straps with the Ryu Studio logo. Looks like we have a nice black envelope here. I'm assuming the certificate of authenticity is in here. And one thing about Ryu Studio, the last time we did them, they didn't give us assembly instructions. I think them and Lightyear Studio are the only two licensed studios where I had to assemble it without instructions. This guy should be simple though, so let's open up this box. So here we see both layers, and Ryu Studio does some great packaging right here. You see the packaging paper surrounded by all the pieces that we see in front of us. They also even add extra care by adding these black styrofoam pieces to protect all the packaging. This looks like the base, and let's get started, guys. So this is what the bottom of the statue looks like. We have the Ryu Studio symbol followed by the edition number that we have. Only 500 of these were made, YouTube. All right, guys, before we start adding more pieces, I gotta talk about this base right here. Now, when I was lifting up out the styrofoam box, I noticed there was sand getting on my fingers, and that's pretty cool because this whole base right here utilizes sand. That's gonna be the theme for most of this statue because that's kind of depicting the ability that this character has. So I love the sandy texture that the base has. There was also a little bit of sand still left in the styrofoam box. Next up, we have this huge piece of sand that we're about to attach to the base. You guys see that rough, dirty sand texturing that this piece has. It looks like there's also pieces of metal or scraps. I like how it has a brownish shading to match the sand. Then it gets darker towards the other side. See the texture on this rock right here. And this metal looks worn too, so I like the attention to detail that they added to this piece right here. We're going to magnetize it to the base with this part right here. And it kind of sounds sandy when we're magnetizing it to the base. I like that it's flowing up like that. We have a Marine member right here on the base, so we're gonna start adding pieces of him. So this is his arm right here. You guys see the shading around the elbow area, around the muscle definition. You see the shoulder. They put the fingernails on him, and I think they added good shading around the lines on his hands. And check out this arm here, YouTube. This is crazy. This is a lot more frail than his other arm. See the line definition and the small muscle fibers on this arm right here. There's also more shading to it. His fingers look super bony. You see the bones by his knuckles, the inside of his hand right here, and this guy has no muscle on this arm right here. This is all part of the ability that this character can do. If we take a look at his face right here, poor guy, you see his eyes all open like he's being defeated. His mouth's open. See the tongue, the teeth. You see the cheekbones on him. Got the Marine hat here. And what I like is that his skin looks perfectly normal on this side, but when you see this side here, it's starting to change, and that's crazy, YouTube. See the hair on the back. So this facial sculpt is really nice for someone that's getting defeated right here. I also like that his eyes have a shine to it. You also see his eyebrows up there. So this piece on the front of the base looks like a cannon right here, and we're gonna attach to that this piece right here. See the grainy sand texture that this piece has right here. This piece here is going to connect to the end of the cannon. You see the metal, but the brown shading that it has to it. And I really like that texture in YouTube. And this is Crocodile's main body right here, and he's pretty tall in the anime. With this statue, it's 1/6 scale, so his height is pretty imposing in this statue. Here we see all the wrinkles in his outfit, his black top. You see the gold buttons, and then what I like is you see the sand texture on his other side. You got the brown shading to match the sand. Got the green top up here. And one thing about Crocodile, this guy's one of the best dressers in One Piece. That guy is clean. See the details on his belt right here, and we see nice brown shading on his pants, his green pants. We see the sand right here has a nice grainy texture to it like the rest of the statue. More brown shading, and this is nice, guys. Look at those shiny shoes right there. You got the peg right there. I think the only guy that dresses better than Crocodile is Doflamingo. His cape is gonna peg behind him. So yeah, a lot of wrinkles and a lot of shading back here. YouTube, take a look at this huge cape right here. This piece is nice, and what I love is that the bottom of the cape is turning into sand, depicting an ability that he's doing. Guys, see the sand texture on this piece also, so they're really consistent with the sand texturing. You also see the brown sand shading on the cape. This piece right here comes off. They were nice enough to put a plastic piece between it. There's also a little bit of purple shading on the cape too. I don't know if the camera does it any justice. But YouTube, this piece is nice right here. We have the fur top that's gonna go over Crocodile's cape. And there's details in each and every one of these fur pieces right here. YouTube, I'm loving this so far. And what's cool is that the cape gets to rest along the base too, so good engineering by Ryu Studio. The cape or Crocodile shouldn't lean over time. Now we're about to add on both the Crocodile's arms. You see the shading on the sleeves, and I like that dark green paint application that it has. Now we're about to add on the sleeves to his coat. And there's just sand coming all throughout the statue right here. Consistent light brown shading throughout the sand also. Now we're about to add Crocodile's right hand right here, and I love that they included his rings on most of his fingers right here, and they look shiny. See a little bone definition and his knuckles right there. You got the fingernails, like the white shading that it has on the top. Just look at that gold paint application on the rings right there. That is nice, YouTube. You see the wrinkles on his hands. We have a piece that's gonna connect here. Crocodile is blinged out. And we have this big hook right here to go on Crocodile's left arm. So a nice gold paint application to it. It's gonna magnetize in his arm. In YouTube, we have this epic sand tornado piece right here that's gonna go on Crocodile's hand, and this looks crazy. The bottom here is what's gonna peg onto his hand. See the sand texture whirling around inside. All right, and this piece was super tricky to get on YouTube, but we got it. Now we're about to add on this sword piece to the base, like the silver paint application to it. See the brown wooden handle to it. And here we have the facial sculpt for Crocodile, and I think Ryu Studio were spot on when it came to his likeness. You got the cigar, which is a separate piece. We added that on. We have the scar across his face. See all the shading on his skin. See the heavy set eyelids that Crocodile usually does. The wrinkles on his forehead. YouTube, this is spot on right here. I love this facial sculpt. Got the earring, got the pretty boy hairstyle, lean back. His eyes have a shine to it. Last piece that we have here is the ribbon for the Marine member at the base. And they also gave us another certificate of authenticity. I like how this is protected by the acrylic stand. See how the back looks like. It gives us the edition number on this one also. All right, guys, we finally got Crocodile all put together now, and I gotta say, Ryu Studio did a fantastic job on this statue right here. He's in a museum pose, but there's still so much going on. I love the pose that he's stepping over a cannon. The cannon has nice shading to it. The base, I love the sandy texture of the base, and with his ability, he ate a sand fruit. And by the way, if you guys see what this fruit looks like, I don't know how this character ate it, but he's utilizing multiple attacks in the statue right here. You see the sand flowing into his cape. He can turn himself into sand, so that's pretty cool.
The statue further depicts this by showing the different sand areas in his body. And if he's in an environment where there's sand around him, he can use that sand to blend it into himself to make his attack stronger. I like that the base has the sand flowing into him like he's coming back into human form.
He can also create sand tornadoes. That's what he's doing with his hand. And also, he can suck out the hydrogen or the moisture out of people. So that's what he's doing in the marine on the base right here. And poor guy, he stood no chance. And the texture that they use all throughout the sand looks fantastic. I love the light brown shading that the sand represents. When it comes to dimensions, the statue stands at 22.8 inches in height, 19.7 inches in width, 17 inches in depth, and it has a good amount of weight to it. The statue is made out of Polystone, ABS, and PVC. This is a 1/6 scale licensed statue by Ryu Studio, and the assembling process was top notch. The packaging was fantastic on this piece. They gave us an envelope. We also have a plaque right here, so top of the line quality from this studio.
And here's a close-up of the certificate of authenticity. And one thing about Ryu Studio, they have the most premium certificates. I don't know what kind of paper they're using, but keep on using it. This certificate's in a plaque, and it looks like we have number 268 out of 500.
When it comes to Crocodile's likeliness, I think they did a really good job on him. You look at this statue and you see a tall man with the wide chest, broad shoulders, muscular arms, long legs, a thick neck. So that's pretty much what Crocodile represents. You see the pale skin on his face, his hands, the nice black hair that he has neatly slicked back with the one strand that he has up front. So all the small details with Crocodile, I think Ryu Studio packed it all in this statue right here. Love the pose that he's in. But I'm curious what you guys think. I really like it, but that was my unboxing of Crocodile from Ryu Studio, a 1/6 scale licensed statue. And thank you guys again for watching. We're over 20K subscribers, and we also have 4 new members on my Patreon channel. So all that extra support, it really helps me out creating these videos, guys. I want to be able to make consistent content for you guys because I love doing this. Thanks again, guys, for all the support. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Peace.